Good morning, church. I'm very sad to be here kusema kwaheri kwa CJ. You know, when we met with Cyrus in the 90s, that was the time the Kenyan political system was about to change. There were many of us, Cyrus Jirongo, Fred Amayo, I see here, Gideon Moi, and so on, who at that time were buddies. But it was also the time when some of us were changing our minds that we needed a change from the KANU regime, and there were those who were going to fight to keep the KANU regime going. So Cyrus Jirongo formed YK 92, na wakaenda kusaidia mzee hayati Moi, and some of us joined the opposition. Wakati huo, sasa mimi na CJ tulikuwa tunalimana, kwa sababu mimi nilikuwa naandika gazeti inaitwa Finance with Gachoka Tabaki, and we were opposing the government, and Cyrus was in the #1 spot of supporting the government. So after those first elections passed, and the regime of President Moi came now to a new era, me and Cyrus became even closer because we had done battle, but we kept being friends. So when this dispensation came, myself and Raila Odinga and others started doing politics, Jirongo became very vocal against what was going wrong in the government. And so when I went on to start a television show, which was Point Blank KTN on television, one of my first guests was Cyrus Jirongo. And I remember he came right after Raila Odinga did. And that time, William Ruto had just been elected the president of Kenya. And I wanted to hear from Jirongo, having known our history from the time of KANU, President Moi, during the opposition years, what he now thinks of the new Kenya. And a lot of people had not heard what Jirongo had to say. It was the first interview that he did at KTN. And Jirongo was very critical of the current government. And he was very critical about particularly the lies and the things that were being done that were not going to help the people of Kenya. So as Jirongo sits here, or lies here today, let us know that he was a voice for the downtrodden, he was a fighter for those who had no privilege, and his last wishes were for this country to be a better country and for this country to rise up to the full potential. May I say, speaking from the mountain, that I never thought Jirongo a Luya. He was a Kenyan. He treated himself and all of us as one Kenya for everyone. May Jirongo's soul rest in eternal peace. The song is ended, but the melody goes on.
Good morning, church. My name, as you've been told, is Fred Amayo. I am a Luo from South Nyanza, Karachuonyo, Kindu Bay. Yet to Cyrus Jirongo, I was always his younger brother. Cyrus was a true Kenyan. I think the presence of these people today is an indication of what many of us just pay lip service to. Look at his family, look at his friends, look at his colleagues. That was a true Kenyan. Mama Ann Kanini, Christine Nyokabi, Anne Lanoy, my heart goes out to you and the children. You have stood by Cyrus all his life. You have hosted so many people in this country. You have taken care of your children And, you know, it was very strange. Even being so close to Cyrus, it took me a very long time to know which child belonged to which mother. These are very unique ladies. I congratulate you, I thank you, and I am glad that in choosing, my friend chose the best that there was. We are proud of you. To Jirongo's children, especially the bigger boys, Preston, there is Jake, there is Craig, and Tim. What your father did to hold this family together, you as the older boys in the family, you know very well what your father's philosophy of life was. You owe it to him to support your mothers and hold this family together, because that is what he had wanted all the time. If you ever wanted to disagree with Cyrus, it was over his children. Cyrus treated all his children the same. The sisters, Ndugu, we are very, very sorry. Ever since the time of Musuva, to all your family members, I have been with Cyrus. We have attended all your funerals. Cyrus has always come whenever I have a problem, whenever I've lost loved ones, to the point where we used to even go. He's coming with you as a friend to go to the mortuary to do what and what. A real true friend. The one thing that I don't understand about people is it seems the only universal measure of success is shillings and cents. We never understand that the virtues, what you stand for, family, relationships. If you look at Cyrus's family, you will tell what real success is. They are not only many, they are brilliant, they are well schooled, and they are very, very disciplined children. If you look at Cyrus's friends and partners, we are with Tom Waiharo in the office. Tom is from Central. As I told you where I am from, yet I am a signatory in Cyrus's companies. He entrusted me, not because I come from his village or I'm from his tribe, but because he was a true Kenyan who gave everybody the opportunity. Now, when I met him, after I met him in sometime in 1990, the late Hezekiah Oyugi's home in Rongo, I had gone to see HNO. He was called Kalam Maduong that time. He was the one who used to give the final authority for anything he wanted to do in government. I asked Job Oyugi's son, and who is this man your father is calling you to meet? He told me, hey, you don't know who that guy is. That is the deadliest guy in Nairobi. I looked and he had an afro like CJ's, like CJ Junior's. I didn't think much of him then. But later, we were to meet up when we went to see the president. And after a while, Jirongo became our chairman. And thereafter, he has treated all the people we were with as family. Jirongo was one person who every day would go and eat ugali at home for lunch. Most of you who are here, if you are really Jirongo's friend, you must have eaten that ugali. Chairman Morag, you are one of the people I've seen. Martha, everybody was there because he loved sharing. zile ugali umepika all those years, I think inaweza kujenga hii expressway mpaka Uganda. It was so strange to find somebody who had the best but lived so simply. We went sometime when we were having problems with our issues to do with the project in Hazina Estate to see lawyers in London, in Masons. And we ended up at the Ritz. I was telling Jirongo, this now is the most high-tech place that you can never be. We went, and the way we were served, in the middle of the plate there was just a small kanyama, and he asked me, sasa Mayo, hii ni chakula gani? Tutapata ugali wapi? Namwambia, Jatesh, tuko London, first world. Sasa unasema mambo ya ugali hapa, unafikiri tuko Shamahoho? In finishing, Kisia, just give me 1 more minute. This is the only time I have for my friend. 1 minute. There are records that we must set straight once and for all, and I owe it to my friend to say it here today. There has been a lot of stories about Jirongo and where he made his money and his wealth from. I would like to put it here today in broad daylight. By the time I met Jirongo before we started YK92, when he was just in his late 20s, going to 30s, he had already built Hazina Estate. He was building Kemri Estate. We were on site in Saika Estate by the time we were getting into politics in 1992. This getting into politics is what has caused Jirongo all these waves right through his life. Because Jirongo was already a successful man before he got into politics, and those who are propagating these stories that he made his money from politics, I know for a fact that when Jirongo was a member of parliament, he never even spent a shilling out of his salary as MP. It used to go to the people of Lugari. The feeling he had, and I must ask my brothers in Western Kenya, the way I knew Jirongo and the way he talked about you and talked about his people, Jirongo really felt for you. But every time he was out there, I don't know what happened. You need to relook. And now, in his absence, I'm sure a lot of people will ask, why didn't we do what Jirongo was telling us to do when we had the opportunity to do it? In finalizing my few minutes, I would like to also thank some friends who may not have an opportunity to come here. We have our partners, our business colleagues from Libya, Mr. Haga and the team. You can stand and wave to the crowd. Yeah, oh, okay, I think you'll have an opportunity. We will call you. Thank you very much, Haga, for coming. Thank you very, very much. Even the Mr. Guo, I'm told you'll also have the opportunity. So I think I will leave it there. And as we escort Cyrus kindly, when we go even up country, let us not make this a political affair, because we are escorting a friend and somebody who is a brother and a father to people. It's not all his life that was about politics. Kwa jina ya Yesu, amen.